Hey, thank you for joining me. Just in case you're joining me for the very first time, I'm your host, the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs. And tonight, what I'm going to talk about is, I get a lot of DMs, inquiry, and people want to know about this brother right here. Bug out. MAN2. That's what people want to know about. Okay, who is Bug Out? Who is MAN2? MAN2 was Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols money man. When Cat caught that drug case and the murder case for the parole officer, Bug Out basically was the man that prevented him from going bankruptcy. And sit back and think about it. Who is Bug Out? Bug Out was a mellow, cool brother. Okay? Like I'm talking about, he's about his business, man. I think at one point in time, he's giving Cat $8 to $1.2 million a month. And like consistently. And the difference was when Cat first put Bug Out down, he was kind of like, wait a minute, hold up. This is the same guy used to be up under Joseph Roger, a.k.a. Bobo. And right now, anytime Bobo messed up a package, or messed up a large sum of money, he'll go back to Cat and say that he couldn't pay him because his crew, mainly Bug Out, messed up. So here it is, nobody really was around. And Bug Out, it was his time to shine. So the difference is, Bug Out came, wanted a package, wanted to get down, and Cat took a chance. He started off small. The next thing you know, each and every opportunity he gave this man was excelling. He like, man, what the heck is going on? This guy supposed to be a professional F-up, according to Bobo. But here it is, Cat was giving him a package, he flipped it, turned over the money. And this kept going on. Give him coke, give him heroin. He started off small, then he started giving like 20, 30 keys at a time. And Bug Out was flipping it. And like clockwork, Bug Out was giving him anywhere from 800,000 to 1.2 million, I think every month and a half. So, Cat, after the first few times, Bug Out was hitting him back like clockwork. He said, man, something is wrong with this picture. He said, so what I'm going to do is, he summoned for Bug Out to come see him, come visit him on Rikers Island. Bug Out sat down, talked to him, had a heart-to-heart, and they start kicking it. And they talk about everything. So, Cat was kind of confused. He was kind of like mind-boggled. So he's asking him, man, look, man, why? What's the sudden change? Why you and your crew is producing mad? Y'all producing mad money. Y'all hustling, man. Y'all blowing up the chart, man. Y'all blowing up the area. Right now, y'all doing it the right way, man. Y'all guys making cold cash money. What's the difference? What's the difference when you was up under Bobo opposed on your own now? Because Bobo was away doing a bid. I think he was doing a bullet a year on C-76 Rikers Island. So Bug Out told him, said, look, man, a lot of times it wasn't us. We wasn't messing up. It was Bobo. Bobo was like, mismanaging, doing things that he shouldn't be doing. That's what caused the loss. And yet still right now was they got utilized as the scapegoat because they didn't have the connection with Fat Cat. So here it is, as time went on, Bug Out started rocking and rolling, man. And Bug Out and Cat built a strong relationship. Anytime somebody taking care of business for you and doing it with no hiccup, like bringing you giving them package and they bring you back your money just like that. You know what? Like, man, they built a hell of a bond, man. Because technicality, Bug Out prevented Cat literally from going bankrupt. Because once again, he saved the operation. Because once again, Bo in jail, Luke getting high at the time. He was in jail with the case with Cat. Cat was in jail. Papy was in jail. Jughead was on a run. So the difference is right now was the game still go on, man. You still need somebody reliable, somebody responsible, somebody that's going to get out there that you can trust. In that game, you can't trust nobody, especially with that type of money. But the difference is he was able to trust this individual. Started off, give him a couple keys, and then right now went up to give him 20 or 30 keys and a key of heroin. Man, this dude was excelling. Okay, was it the right way he was excelling? No, it was not the right way he was excelling because guess what? You doing it illegal, you poison your community. And like a lot of times people try to say right now, well, guess what? That was the only opportunity that was afforded to us. You know what? You can use it as a cop-out and say that was the only opportunity. It was more and then one opportunity. We didn't have to be drug dealers. We didn't have to be stick-up kids. We didn't have to be killer. We didn't have to be hustlers. You could hustle, but you didn't have to hustle illegally. But the difference is right now is being most of us, guess what? Uneducated or got a felony or two. What we start doing, we start hustling. We start, more or less like become a product of our environment. Everybody didn't do that. You had people that excel. They went to college, they went to the military, and they got a career. But the difference between us, we want to take shortcuts. We want to be like the fat cats. We want to be like the Freddie Myers. We want to be like the Ronnie Bump. We want to be like the Nicky Barnes, the Frank, Matthew, the Frank Lucas. We want to be that because we see how these guys was living. They was living like rap star. They was living like celebrity. I'm talking about everywhere they go, people cater to them. They can go to a restaurant, and when they go in, guess what? People let them in. And most of the time, the restaurant, big restaurant, they let them eat for free. Why? For the fact that these guys was hood celebrity. So being that they was hood celebrity, it was the perks that came with it. They go to a club. Guess what? They got to get in with their entourage, chilling. And all the stars that was somebody, they came around them because they want to rub elbow. They want to be around that type of environment. They want to be around that richness, But the difference is right now, that's what we knew. Saying was right? No, it's not right. It wasn't right, but that's what we did back then. That's what we want to be a part of. And the difference is right now, like I say right now, Bug was a good-natured guy. Bug was no killer. Bug was no gangster. Bug was a pure hustler. And what he did, he hustled. He got the opportunity and excel. This guy started buying houses in Queens. He bought a house from Cat in Long Island that Cat wife used to own. Then he turned around, like I say right now, buying Porsches, Benzes, you name it. Bug and his crew had everything. And you know what? What happened when I got acquitted? And Bug Out and Raphael, they had a problem. And the problem that they had was, Ruff was on his way to jail. Ruff was part of the Bebo. He was a main man, the number one man for Papy Mason organization. And the difference is what he started doing, he started easing in on Bug Out territory because he felt and he knew Bug Out didn't have the muscle. They had a crew, but they had a limitation. It's only so much they would do. They had the artillery, but how are you going to protect your block? How are you going to protect your block against people that coming at you that was sent by Howard Papy Mason? And people right now, anybody that's under Papy Mason umbrella, nobody didn't touch them. They was the Bebos. They was dangerous. They was ruthless. And the difference is Bug wasn't built that way. So being that he wasn't built that way, guess what? He started becoming like a target. And being that right now, we all supposed to be one. We all supposed to be on the same atmosphere, the same level, the same crew. But the difference was they didn't care about that. They want the money. Pap want the money. Pap knew Ruff was about to go to jail, and guess what? Here this stuff was going to slow down, so they start easing on Bug Out territory. So at that present time, what Cat did, he made me and Bug Out partner, okay? He made us partner. And the difference is when he made us partner, I had to sit down, and I had to meet up with Ruff, because what they was doing, they was coming in Bug area, hustling, setting up shop, and then they was torturing, blowing up Bug area, his, operation, firebombing his spots and stuff like that. So right now, Cat, look, I need you to intervene. I need you to stop this stuff or whatever. So you know what right now, Wiz, guess what? Out of nowhere. Because it got to the point that it was hurting Cat bottom line. He wasn't making no money. You know what I'm saying? That 800 to that 1.2 million that he was used to getting, he wasn't getting no more. Because right now, Wiz, business. When you start having shootout, blowing up spot, hitting people, killing people, guess what? Bad for business. So that 800 to 1.2 million start going down. That was a major red flag, major problem for Cat. He didn't like that. So the difference is he reached out to me. I want you to take care of that problem. Out of nowhere, I normally hear from Pappy, but I heard from Cat daily. I hear from Pap, every now and then I'll go see him. So all of a sudden, one morning, I'm in my Cypress headquarters. I get a phone call early in the morning, boom, ringing, pick up the phone, wipe the coal out my eye, see who this calling me and why. It's my man Howard Papy Mason. And Pappy started talking. He said, yo, Glaze. He said, you know how I feel about Raphael Ruffin. That's my man. He's like a brother to me. When I did that Zip 7, Pappy got sentenced to 0-7 years. Out of 0-7, you're supposed to do 2-3 years. Pappy maxed out and did the whole 7 years because his behavior, his retaliation, his militant, behavior and attitude towards correctional officers, towards cops. He hated them. So the difference is he maxed out and did 7 years. So now he's calling me because he know what Ruff is doing is wrong. And he know if Cat say, take care of Ruff, the hit was going to come from me. And he's telling me, basically, indirectly, if Cat asks me to kill Ruff, don't do it. You know? And don't get me wrong, like I say, I love Pap. I met Fat Cat because of Pap. Pap, we got a strong bond. But the difference is now it's a different ball game. It's a different story. Like I say, so what I did set up the meeting, and we met at one of Bug Out location. So when I got there, Bug Out crew, heavily armed, let me in. And as I go in the back, Bug Out there, bulletproof vest, you know what I'm saying, gun, his bright hair man, Mustafa, and a few of the guys, they all there around, Ruff by himself. So when I go in there and go in the back, and I start talking, and I start telling him, listen, man, all this stuff that you're doing got to stop, okay? Right now is no more. You can't do this. You can't be in this area. You can't attack his spot. That cannot happen no more under any circumstance. So the difference is what we're going to do is going forward is cease. You are not allowed in his area at all. You are not to violate or disrespect or do anything that going to bring down his business, okay? So the difference was he agreed. So Bug, Mustafa, all of them like baffled. They he agreed and he left. It was over. So all of them like baffled. They like, when he left, they said, yo, man, before you came, he's sitting there and the way he talking, he by himself. He talking some murder one stuff. Talk about, listen, man, if it's a war, right now is Papy and Cat is like brothers. And right now is, guess what? If y'all guys do anything to me, y'all gonna die. Cat gonna support Papy. And what's gonna happen? Y'all guys gonna all end up in the graveyard. So here it is. When I came in, they say his whole attitude, his whole demeanor, everything changed. Because once again, like I say, Ruff knew who I was. And the difference was, like, when I say what I say, I meant what I say. And don't get me wrong, I would not have wanted to go against Papy under any circumstance. I love Pap. But the difference is, if Cat would have gave the order for me to hit Ruff, you know what? Like I say, back then, I would have. And I would have dealt with Papy later. That's something I didn't want to do. I didn't want to cross that line. But in the same token, they knew they was wrong. They knew they shouldn't have been doing that. And the difference is, from that point on, what Cat did, Cat made me and Bug Out partner. And that's how Bug Out earned his ring. He earned the round table ring. Like I say, the round table was consist of Fat Cat, Howard Papy Mason, Supreme Kenneth McGriff, Gerald Prince Miller, Emery Bug Out Matthew, and Brian Glaze Gibbs. Those was the 6 people that Cat had part of the organization that was part of the round table. And Bug Out earned his position based upon he helped save the organization. He helped them from going bankrupt. And the difference was, Ruff and them knew that he wasn't built like that. He was a natural, clean-cut, good guy that took care of his people. And folks, listen, man. The moral of the story is this: we should never have been in that predicament in the first place. I don't want people to say right now is, guess what? You know what? We don't have a chance. We always have a chance, folks. We always can hustle. You don't always have to go the legal way to hustle. You don't always have to do something like commit a crime to hustle. I know right now, if you listen to the saying, behind every great fortune there's a crime, and 9 out of 10, that's true. People do it. Like I'm saying, if you look at the Kennedy, how did they got rich? You know what I'm saying? Their father started off bootlegging. And the bottom line is right now is they started legalizing. They got into legal business and they got away from the bootleg and became legalization. So the difference is right now is, guess what? It's always a way, folks. You don't have to commit crime to do it. Even right now, all the hustle, people now, Bitcoin, the stock market, you got so many things that you can get out there and make it happen. That's what we have to do. Listen, I'm Brian Glaze Gibbs. Thanks for listening to me. Subscribe to my channel. Share my channel. This is my ministry. If I can change, anybody can change. And keep in mind, I am not your typical minister. I'm going to give you the good. I'm going to give you the bad. I'm going to give you the ugly. Check me out. Follow me on Instagram. Get your signed copy of the Beyond Lucky, you know what I'm saying, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story, a true story of change and redemption. And that is my blueprint to utilize to stop these kids from making that multi-billion-dollar prison system their permanent address.
When it comes to explaining to our youth, match it to them. I was at a Metro meeting in Metro trying to figure out how we get more black police officers. I said, all you gotta do is tell a young black man to own this Hellcat. You can do it by making this amount of much money. You have to make it click. If you're not making it click, nothing means anything, right? So it's making it click. take it to the concerns of a person individually and make it click to them why it's important. And once you put that fire under bottoms, then they understand and then they look into it more. And I'll end with this part too. What's the roles of each person running? If you don't know the roles of the assemblyman, assemblywoman, the councilman, the commissioner, if you don't know the roles, how can you hold them accountable? If you can't hold them accountable, all you're doing is saying they're all fake, it don't matter, I'm not voting. Once you understand what the roles are, then you understand holding them accountable, and then you know how to hold them accountable, and then you know what they did or didn't do in their term. And that changes everything, from locally to national.